don't usually talk about football on Loose Women, but something happened over the weekend during a Millwall game that we couldn't not talk about. You know, the fans returned to the pitches at the weekend, about 2,000 around the country. And a lot of shocked people watched those scenes on Saturday. You can hear the boos really quite loudly. And it was particularly emotional for you, Kelle, watching that. Why did it really, really hit home for you?
I guess because it's something that I really felt that we were hopefully going to be getting on top of. You know, as we all know, we lost George Floyd, and we've managed to elevate the importance of racism over this period of time. And I really hoped that, you know, coming back, and this is what is their first game back into after lockdown, and to have such an overwhelming response. Now, this is a pre-match decision that has happened. So it's not actually interfering with the game itself. And I understand that people may feel that I don't know, that this is a political stance that has no place in sport. But we absolutely have to blur those lines if what we're doing at the moment isn't working, and it clearly isn't at Millwall. For this to happen, I was really saddened by it. And I was infuriated by it, because these people, if they were out on the street and they were being racist, for example, they would be prosecuted for that. You know, it's an illegal action to act in a racist manner, and it does filter down. It doesn't just stop here at league or at Premier League position. It filters down to grassroots. My son plays football on a grassroots level and enjoys the sport, but it filters down. That message filters down, and I'd like my children to feel safe to be able to, you know, to have a career in football. But would I want him to be involved in something like that? I would absolutely support him. But it's disgraceful that even now it's continuing. Millwall is notorious, unfortunately, for the inherent racism that they've had in the past, and I know they are taking steps to stamp it out. But clearly, from what happened at the game, it isn't working, and it's unacceptable.
Well, Kelle, Millwall have said that they were dismayed and saddened by events which marred Saturday's game. The impact of such incidents is felt not just by the players and management, but by those who work throughout the club and its academy and community trust. The club will not allow their work to be in vain. I have to ask you, because there are so few fans now being allowed to go to each of the games, and because of the COVID nature of everything, I'm guessing the test and trace aspect of it, you could pinpoint every single person that sat in every single seat. So do you think something should be done? Should we be banning fans that are sort of entering into this kind of behaviour, Kelle?
Absolutely. If you were on the street and you were racist, you would be dealt with. And just because you're in the confines of a game, it shouldn't change. So yes, I do think you should be banned if your behaviour is racist, 100%. Do I think there should be a lifetime ban? No, because I think there should be room for improvement. We're looking at educating people here and changing people's perceptions. So if that behaviour is corrected and they're willing to understand that the behaviour is one, illegal and incorrect, think about the impacts that they're having on the black players. I mean, Marlon was there and he witnessed what happened. Like, are they not thinking of the consequences of their actions and how it makes black players who are playing for their team feel?
Yeah. I mean, you know, the thing is as well, Kelle, I think that there are very few positives to have come out of this year, but would you agree, and I'm asking the question, that because the COVID situation has forced people to stay in their homes, I think many people have been forced to confront racism and try to understand it in a way that they never ever have before. And
Absolutely.
I think that there have been some changes made that, had it not been for that reason, maybe would have still, you know, gone unnoticed, because it's been shocking how it's taken George Floyd's death and COVID to have us in, as I say, trapped in our homes to confront it.
Yes, it's really sad that it's taken the death, but it's taken many deaths to get to where we are today. And that what saddens me is that here we are, and this has just happened. It should not be happening. It needs to be stamped out. And I think the players taking a stand to go to their knees is is for me resonating a message, and it's not just in football. You know, Lewis Hamilton is doing it in Formula One, and we can look back at Emily Davidson. She threw herself in a horse race. If we're looking at politics fusing with sport, which she made a statement which actually changed things for women getting the vote. So it's a historical thing that's happened before, and we're doing it in a way that's decent. They're not, there's no aggression here. They're just taking a knee for a minute before the game kicks off, and they are making a difference with that statement. Otherwise, they wouldn't be here discussing it today. So my hat's off to them.
Okay, Kelle, thank you.